What is going on, guys? Crucible here, and today we're going to be going over the green archetype going into set 3. All of the cards haven't been revealed as of yet. Currently, the social media for Fusion World has been going through the alt art, so I figured now was a good time to play catch-up and kind of talk about all the different colors that'll be releasing, all the cards that'll be releasing for each of the archetypes going into set 3. So, but yeah, let's kind of get into it. Green so far has actually kind of surprised me. I think when we initially talked about this Piccolo Leader, I think everyone was a little underwhelmed because it seemed like it was relatively easy to get around, but it wasn't until we started seeing a bit of the package that we really started honing in on what this guy's potential actually looks like. And for once, I'm actually stoked for Green, because this guy can be pretty cool. So let's dive into it. So Piccolo, he's not doing anything crazy on his front side. On his backside, though, he's a 20k body. When attacking, draw 1 card, and an auto once per turn. When this card's attack deals damage, if you have 8 or more energy, switch this card to active mode. Again, we thought that this was very underwhelming because he's basically just a dual attacker. Green is very easy to get up to 8 energy, so that's not really hard to do, but it was a matter of, oh, he's only 20k power. He doesn't really do much. We could easily block out of that. But some of the stuff that they released, which we'll get into after this next card, a lot of it actually does facilitate his what he does. So the first SR that got announced was this Son Goku. He's 6 cost, 30,000 power, 0 combo, who's a blocker, where on play, when KO'd, you draw a card, then add up to 1 card from your hand to your energy. I talked about in the yellow breakdown, that Bandai has this weird, for lack of a better word, fetish with blocker, and they really put a lot of claim into blocker as an ability for some of these cards, and in a lot of cases, blocker really isn't all that big of a deal to get around anymore. But this card's actually really solid. 30k is not very hard to get around. 6 cost is harder to remove than most of the game. There's only a select couple of cards that can get around this cost limit. And so having a blocker like him actually does quite a bit. But what's really cool about this card is the on play and when KO effect. Being able to potentially draw 2 cards and ramp 2 energy within one of your turns and one of your opponent's turns is actually really solid. Especially since the draw is essentially replacing a card in your hand. So I like this card. I think this might be a really good 6-drop option to run in most green decks. This doesn't necessarily apply to Piccolo by himself, but it is going to really help him get to that 8 energy that Piccolo kind of needs. But I can see this guy having some versatility in other green decks, which I think is really cool. Now we're going to start getting into the package that's going to really boost up Piccolo. So we got this Piccolo, who's a 6 cost, 30k power, 5k combo. When he's KO'd, add the top card of your deck to your life. So I think, obviously having some life gain, like Green has a decent amount of life gain already, but having some extra options is pretty good. Then he has activate main once per turn. If you have 8 or more energy during this turn, the next time you use an extra card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand, you don't have to pay the cost. This is going to come in. This is going to come in handy in the next couple cards that we reveal. We'll show you. We'll show you. But being able to, for what this card does, I think it's pretty solid. Life heal is always going to be really good for Green, and with the extra card in question that it's specifically referring to, you'll see why this is really good. But he's a really good 30k body. He's not a dead card in hand with combo power, and he does quite a bit here. So then we go into the secret rare, and I was a little surprised because I figured with the way red was kind of going, like in how the current meta is in set 2, the 7 cost secret rare Gohan has kind of made a little bit of a comeback. He's being used in some green decks. So I figured maybe red was going to get one of the secret rares, but no, it was green. But it's another Gohan, which I think is kind of funny. But anyway, this Gohan is a 2 cost, 20k power, 0 combo, who's got a permanent skill on your turn where if you have 8 or more energy, your leader gets 20,000 power. Guess who that benefits. And it's for your whole, and it's for your turn. So so basically Piccolo goes up to a 40k leader swing, and if that swing is able to get in, you can attack with him again for 40,000, which is just crazy. Then, when attacking, once per turn, pay 2 energy, add the top card of your deck to your energy in rest mode. I don't think that the secondary ability is interesting because it's when you swing on this guy, and he's not going to be anything like too crazy. Maybe they intended for him to be like apply that little bit of extra pressure, like in case your opponent's not at 2 life, and you want to try and force your opponent to go down a life so you can do the dual attack with Piccolo. Paying 2 energy isn't the worst thing. And especially coupling that with the fact that the other Piccolo makes 5 costs or less extra cards like free. I think there's a lot of good synergy here with this. But yeah, like this is a really good secret rare. I think the secret rare can be used in every single red deck. There's no reason why I think this secret rare shouldn't be used. He's just better than the 7-drop, I think, in my opinion, because he's so cheap and he can be played for as cheap as he is. But he's definitely not something you're going to be playing early. You're going to be playing this later in the game. So now here's the extra card in question. I'm changing up the format on this one specifically because I want to give you guys the full picture of what the Piccolo package is kind of doing. So we got Special Beam Cannon for 5 energy. Activate main, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. Then, if you have 8 or more energy, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards and it gets 30,000 power for the turn. So let's put this into perspective, right? Let's say turn 6. Turn 6, you play this card, right? You play out your turn however you got to play out your turn. You try to keep this guy on board and alive. Probably you don't, if you're able to ramp effectively, you probably maybe don't swing with this guy. Then, going into your following turn, you would then swing with this guy, right? You would activate his ability. You would then play this for free to remove something off your opponent's board and gain 30,000 power on your opponent. Which boosts your Piccolo leader up to 50,000 for both of his leader swings. Then you play this guy for 2 because you haven't paid anything yet, and he gets another 20,000 power for the turn, putting him up to 70,000. A 70,000 dual attacking leader is insane. It is nuts. This package is really good. Like I said, I think we all really underestimated the Piccolo leader. And now that we have a better idea, like, I mean, it really is going to depend on what else comes out in this set for Piccolo. There's got to be other things here that's going to really help Piccolo out. But I mean, just in terms of the concept of what this deck is doing, it's very different for what Green generally kind of does. Having all this support just for your leader effect to go off, I think is really, really cool, personally. I think it's a really cool way to play Green. Now we'll hopefully get some options to kind of help him ramp, but that's neither here nor there. We got to wait and see what else comes out from that. But yeah, all of these cards in combination together really can make Piccolo kind of dangerous, which is crazy. Then we got the Farmer with power level 5. First off, where's his shotgun? Where's his shotgun? I think this card's pretty funny. I think it's really cool. He's 0 cost, so you can play him for free. He's 5 power. So, very thematic. He's 5k combo. This guy is really good for Cell. Being able to play Gingertown and have 1 or 2, maybe even 3 of these guys on board and playing Gingertown to ramp, I think is a really interesting and fun idea. Because honestly, like, that's part of the problem. That was honestly the problem with the Earthling package in Green, was the fact that because you were paying a cost to play some of these Earthling cards, and a lot of these Earthling cards aren't all that great. And like when you play those Earthling cards too, like people know what it is you're doing. So, because the Earthling package in Green isn't something that is like sneaky. It's not something you can really get around. Everyone knows what you're trying to set up. But having to play this guy for free it really gives you a pretty good option when you're running any of the Cell cards, Gingertown, anything like that. So I think it's really cool. And once again, just like with some of the like Erasa and Sharpener in blue, it's nice that Farmer with a Shotgun has some representation in a Dragon Ball card game, which I think is fun. Then we have this interesting package, and I'm not 100% sure how to feel about this. So you got a 1 cost, 5K, 0 combo bubbles, blocker. When KO'd, play up to 1 Gregory with a cost of 2 from your hand. I don't like this. I mean, this could be pretty decent in the green matchup. It could be decent. That said, 1 cost, 5K is not that hard to get over, and I think there's no reason that this Bubbles can't have some combo power. I think it's a little ridiculous that they made him a 0 cost. Why? He's not doing anything else on board, and he can easily get removed off board. He's a dead card in hand. Like, give Bubbles 10k power, 10k combo, 5k combo, something. Like, 0 combo just kind of sucks. Then we got Gregory, who's a 2 cost, 10k power, 10k combo blocker, where when he's KO'd, play up to 1 North Kai with a cost of 3 from your hand. Once again, 2 costs is really easy to get around. 10k is not as easy to get around, but I mean, red has a lot of options to minus it. The cost allows him to be bounced pretty easily. And like, yeah, like again, there's other things that you could be running that I think would be better than running this guy. Now, I'm not 100% sold on this particular package for green, but depending on what the North Kai does, which hasn't been revealed yet, we don't know what North Kai does. It's very similar to the Babidi in yellow. We don't know what they do. So maybe the North Kai is pretty good, but if the North Kai is good, it may not even be worth like running these guys, because it's like, why would you run these guys to build yourself up to that, to potentially play King Kai, North Kai for free? I don't know. I don't 100% agree with this. But I mean, it is what it is. So then finally we got Scouter, 2 cost extra card, where activate main, choose 1 card from your opponent's hand and reveal it. If the revealed card cost is less than or equal to your energy, add to the top card of your deck to your energy in rest mode. This is basically objection. It's a means of being able to ramp for relatively cheap. The problem being, though, is that it's all RNG based. You don't know what's in your opponent's hand. Spy Robot may be a decent option to like as a combo piece for Scouter, but I don't see this card being used all that much. And that's kind of a trend with like a lot of green cards. There's a lot of green cards that like you look at them and you're just like, why would I run this? So maybe down the line some of these cards will actually be decent, and once we have an idea of how, you know, some of these decks are meant to like work, like maybe there's a place for this. But as looking at it right now and without the full context of what's coming next set, like I don't see this being very good at all. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of green so far. Are you guys as blown away as I am about how good the Piccolo Leader might actually be? We are on our way to 200 subscribers, and we are going to try and hit 200 subscribers by the end of August. So if you guys do enjoy the channel, you enjoy the content I'm putting out, again, I appreciate you being here, but do consider hitting that subscribe button and helping us reach that goal. So thank you guys again. I will see you guys all in the next Fusion World video. Peace.